Okay, so here's what we got. So first thing I see is you can see the step flashing here. It's pretty tight. Okay, we are on the west facing slope, and as you can see, we're out in the country, in a little subdivision in the country. We've got a lot of field to the west of us. So anytime we get any storms that come out of the west, we could definitely get some wind-driven rain pushed up into this step flashing here. This one's even bigger. Okay, so that's the first thing I noticed. The other thing I noticed as I'm moving up the roof here is this guy right here. Any roofer that takes pride in their work and cares what they're doing should never put a little tiny piece like this so close to step flashing. And as you can see, again, wind-driven rain pushing up, it's going to lift this shingle and it's going to push water right up underneath there. So the step flashing is right here, but the step flashing is actually stuck to the underside of that shingle. So as it comes up like this, it's just going to go right in there. Now, normally what we do is we actually put a nail right there in that shingle, and we don't use a little piece like this as a starter piece up against step flashing. Putting a nail in that, you know, a lot of people might have a disagreement about that, but putting a nail in that, in my eyes, is one, is it's under here, it's as far away from this edge as you can get. And if this shingle, like this one, is full shingle, you know, if it's in there, it's tight and it's nailed flush, it's not, any water that comes in here and goes under, like comes over this way, it's not going to get underneath that nail head. That's the first thing. The second thing is having a nail head, or having a nail right here, is going to keep this flashing from moving. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, so it's going to hold that. So you push the flashing over tight up against the wall, put a nail in it, and it stays there. You don't get this. Okay, you definitely don't get these bigger gaps down here like these. Oh, that one's actually, oh, it's okay. So this one doesn't want to move, and that's because it does, not because it has a nail in it, but if I pulled this shingle up, I'd be willing to say that it's actually stuck to the shingle. That's why it's not moving over. So what I have to do is break the seal, get it loose from the shingle, and then push it over tight, and then put a nail in it. Now I've got a little tool. Actually, I give it credit to my son. He came up with this little tool he found where it'll actually go underneath there, and so that you don't have to lift the shingle, you know, up so far that you damage the shingle. But you can lift the shingle just enough, get your tool in there and a nail, and you can actually drive the nail down. So that's what I'm going to recommend with these folks, is that they get that flashing up against, tight up against the wall there. Look at this guy. What's going on here? Yeah. Okay, I just felt the seal break on that one. Again, a nail in that step flashing is going to solve that. Now I know a lot of people out there say, "Oh, don't nail the step flashing there because it's just going to leak." Well, I understand I understand that theory, but in the real world, in reality, if you put that nail in the proper way, you won't have an issue. And what it's going to do is it's going to keep this from, look at this guy, it's going to keep this from happening. See, this one's stuck. That one's even lifted, so I can definitely see water, wind-driven rain getting pushed right up underneath there. You know, and so this piece of step flashing only goes to about right here. Goes to about right here. Okay, so there's only about a couple inch overlap right here. So any water that goes up underneath there past this point, it's inside at that point. And when you get a torrential rain, Like we had a rain here not too long ago where we had 2 inches of rain. And it was a storm. So, I mean, wind-driven rain, 2 inches of rain in a few hours, that's a problem for stuff like this. So really, I mean, the roofers overall did a really good job. Their seams here, you know, are good, close, 6 inches. I would like to see, a little bit more overlap there, or a little bit more staggered on their seams. But that's good there. This one I got nice, a little bit bigger on that one. That's good. Manufacturer recommends minimum 6.5 inches of staggered seams. So you got one here, here. Oh shoot! There we go. You got one here, here, and way over here. Oh, right here. I think that's it. Oh, that's not it. Right there. So overall, the roofers did a good job. I mean, other than just that one little detail of putting a nail in the step flashing, and they would have done it. But I do want to show you one other thing down here on this plumbing boot. It's also going to be a recommendation I go back with my homeowners on, is replacing this plumbing boot. Okay, this was not done properly. This plumbing boot, I don't know if the builder did, I don't know if the original guys did this, or maybe they had something done in them since then, since the 3 years that they've owned it, but this shingle here should overlap this. This shingle should be, this part of the plumbing boot flashing should be on top of this shingle. So this shingle comes all the way up to here. Okay, so if you, when you put this on, you put this shingle down first, you put the plumbing boot on next, and then you bring this shingle over to right there and cut it around this one. This whole shingle comes all the way up to here, okay? So you cut this shingle, this row, all the way around the backside of this plumbing boot, okay? And then the next course of shingles right here, it's got a little tear right there, goes all the way, and you do just like this. So this one's correct, this one's incorrect. And then you don't have to rely on all of this caulking. This is definitely way too many nails also. You don't have to rely on all of this caulking and all of these nails. What we do is we'll put 2 nails in this bottom one, and we will caulk them, just because what I've seen is if you don't do that, this could, as it gets warm, could start curling up, and then wind-driven rain again can go up and underneath here. So yeah, it looks like that they did put some caulking in between the plumbing boot and the shingle, but again, you're relying on caulking, and any experienced roofer that cares about their craft is going to tell you, like I say, is caulking is not flashing. You don't want to, I don't know what that, there's a nail pushing up right there. You don't want to rely on caulking. It breaks down over time. The UV rays will break it down, turn it yellow like that. What's that? That's nothing. And yeah, it's going to break down, and eventually it's going to fail. Everything else up here looks good. The valleys look good. See what they do here. Oh, I don't like this. See, we don't do this. So they laid the shingle in the valley, and then they cut the shingles as they were in the valley, and they scratched the metal. So that metal is going to rust prematurely. And they don't have let's see what kind of shingles they have. Oh, can't tell. And they don't have a starter course. We always run a full shingle in our valley, And then we bring our shingle over, and we don't cut this angle. We just bring it over to the point and up, and it'll look more like this. But these are cut. So, and there's more than one way to do things. I mean, I don't mind. I mean, it doesn't. As a roofer that's been doing this for 20 some years, it doesn't bother me that they cut these. But if you're going to cut them, just don't scratch the metal. Oh, that one's deep too. It actually dented the metal on that one. It's deep. Yeah. Yep. And again, let's look at this one. Yeah, that gap should not be there like that. I'd like to see that down. Hopefully they overlap this thing a good 2 feet if they're gonna have a gap like that. So that looks good. Ridge caps look good. Ridge caps look good. I could tell that they used like a mesh type of ridge vent. We don't use that either. These are hip and ridge shingles, which is good. Yeah, you can't see it in there, but the type of ridge vent that we use is called I think it's made by Shingle Vent 2. It's called Shingle Over Ridge Vent. It's plastic, comes with 4-foot pieces, and it has a mesh or like a screen on the underside to keep out bugs, insects, and fine snow, most importantly. I don't know what the rating on this ridge vent is, but I don't know how much ventilation it actually, I don't know if you can't see that, can you? I don't know how much ventilation it actually allows. It just, in my eyes, it doesn't allow as much ventilation as the type of shingle vent that we like to use. Again, I'm not sure, can't remember what the manufacturer's name of it is, but I could definitely put a link in the description below and let you guys know. So lovely house. I love the colors. It looks like I think they painted this black. I don't know what color the siding was originally, but they painted it black. It looks great. Black with white trim. I mean, that's the style these days. So really good, really good. All right, guys. Well, I'm signing off here. I wish I knew how to flip the camera so I could say adios. But yeah. So this is Ty from Myers. This is Ty from Myers Roofing, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Have a good day.